Alrighty. Howdy Neighbors, and welcome back to the Devine Speaker. I'm just gonna come right out and say it. Last time, Dragon Ball Z, R.I.P. Rain and Leo's fucked. Let's just be totally for real, out in the open. That's the main thing that happened. So, yeah. And I went ahead and skipped over it, so if you would like to see that, play the game yourself. Because that's not how I want to live my life. Anyway, let's continue.
Yeah, well, neither did I.
Thank you for trusting me.
Yeah, that was some kind of trust.
We should get cleaned up.
The weight off my body felt unnatural and cold. I wished for him to come back. But no use, he already stood and began cleaning up the mess we made. The same. Using a spare cloth to wipe the evidence. I hate it here. It's embarrassing, it really was, and yet. I wouldn't mind if you want to do it again.
I want to do it again.
You what? We're right now?
What? No, not right now. Some other time.
Oh.
He heard the back of his head, red quickly spreading over his cheeks.
Yeah, sure.
Really? You mean it?
I said yeah, didn't I? Now hurry up and get into bed.
But I don't want you to go.
I'm not going anywhere tonight.
His words hastened my actions, and quickly I undressed and slunk into the soft, warm bed. I watched him do the same. I was trailing over his figure before he slipped in beside me. There was a gap between us that I was, for some reason, too afraid to cross, even after all we'd done. But the worry was for nothing, because he quickly took my hand in his and squeezed it once before opening his mouth.
My judgment was that I'd be the cause of death to everyone close to me.
What?
The perfect assassin, right? Detached from all others.
How could that be true?
I never wanted to believe it. I didn't until my friend went missing. And that just proved it. The only person I'd ever been close to dead just like that. I've always avoided everyone, right? I'm not used to this. To you, to Vaughn. Yeah, even to Sign. That's why I told you to leave me in the forest to die. I was born to die alone. It's only a matter of time until it...
I don't care. Even if something were to happen to me, then getting to know you would have been worth it.
You don't know what you're saying.
Then we'll overcome destiny.
How's that gone for you so far? I was stupid enough to believe that it might all have been a lie. When we saw the speaker and he told you that he lied about your judgment, I was excited. Excited that mine might have been a lie too. But it's not.
You're worth it to me.
Thanks, but I'd really rather not have to live the rest of my life knowing your death was my fault.
Then you'll just have to protect me. You're good at that.
Gosh, you're just such a noisy kid. Full of platitudes and hope. Just wait till you're an old, cynical man like me.
Calm down, you're not that much older than I am.
Old enough to be tired out from all your cheerfulness.
He told me that I'd be a good-for-nothing. A petty thief with no home to call my own. Unwanted, useless. When I grew up at the orphanage, it just made sense that I would have been abandoned because of that. Who would want a son like that?
Well, damn, that's harsh. If he's gonna lie, he could have said something a little kinder.
I accepted that I wouldn't do anything with my life. But even from the start, I wanted to prove I could be... something more.
Well, look at you. You've become plenty more.
What I was trying to defy ended up being a lie anyway. All I've been doing is running away from the truth.
You're being too hard on yourself. And anyway, useless? I can think of one or two good uses for you.
I hate it here. He stared at me, and it hit me exactly what he was insinuating.
Hey!
I'm kidding, but really, you've grown a lot, you know that? You're not the twerp I fooled in Aurelia Cavella anymore.
Aurelia Cavella. Home.
Leos, I'll go back to Aurelia Cavella and try to make things right.
If that's what you've decided.
What about you?
The smirk turned to a sad smile and he gently shook his head.
I don't think I'll ever go back. I don't have anything to go back to.
As my heart sunk down into my stomach, and I blinked away the feeling of tears forming in the corner of my eyes.
Oh.
But don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to change your mind. You thought and came to the conclusion that this is the best decision for you. That's all that matters.
Stop trying to act tough. You'd miss me too much if we never got to see each other again. I'll come back for you. So wait for me.
Yeah, you really are a piece of work. And we'll see. I might have become bored of you and moved on already.
Hey!
Get some sleep. It'll be a big day for you tomorrow.
He pulled away from me, letting go of my hand. I wanted to snatch it back, but I didn't dare to. Instead, I turned onto my side and stared at the wall intently. A little while later, I heard a quiet voice in the darkness.
Hey, about your mother. Forget it. We'll talk about her another time.
As much as I wanted to question him, my eyes had sunk to a close, and I had already drifted off into another silent dream. A white-haired man stood alone in the middle of a quiet village. White-haired woman, my bad. She rolled her cloak around her and looked out at the snow-filled mountains that surrounded her vision. With a heavy, hard, and clouded mind, she took the first steps away from the village. Quietly, carefully, as to not alert any of the residents.
Where do you think you're going?
Oh my! Silver? And Morwen. I'm more interested in Silver. Sorry, Morwen. Must it already. Her hair twirled around as she spun back to see who had discovered her.
To find my children. Don't be foolish. Your body needs rest. Just 2 days ago, it was still a corpse. I can't stand another day of doing nothing but lying in bed, waiting to be used to this body. There's no choice. We all had to do it. You're not any different. No matter what you say, I'm going. Try to lock me in and I'll tear down the walls to escape. I will find them even if I have to crawl through the snow until it kills me. You're serious about this then?
The white-haired woman stared sternly at the other and nodded.
You're putting me in a difficult position, you know. Elliot asked me to keep an eye on you. I don't trust that man. You must know who he is, what he did. He caused the downfall of the gods in the first place. I know that was before you ascended, but it's as fresh in my mind as the day it happened. My children, if not for him, they never would have gone through the hardships that were forced onto them. If it means that much to you, then I'll find them and make sure they get here safely. Really? Well, I can't have you traipsing through the snow at this time of night. Get some rest and leave it to me.
Can I trust her? Will she actually do it? She saved my life, so I owe her. For now, we'll agree.
Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you so much.
The two women walked back to the village side by side, speaking quietly. I sat in bed, staring out into the darkness. It wasn't that the room was too cold. The bed wasn't comfy enough. He just couldn't sleep. Too many thoughts swirling around in his head. He was beginning to wonder if everything that happened was just part of his imagination. He gazed toward the boy sleeping beside him and decided, no, it's definitely real. And that all definitely happened. A lopsided smirk came to his face and he reached out to brush Rain's hair from his forehead. Such a dumb, stupid kid. But a dumb, stupid kid that I've somehow come to like quite a lot. But is this really okay? He felt his entire body freeze up, and memories of earlier rushed into his mind. The strange man in the alley. Can he really overturn my destiny? Make it so we can stay together? He wanted to ignore it. He knew it wasn't possible, that it sounded like a trap, yet he found himself drawn to the man's words. He knew fully well that if it was Rain that wanted to follow the sketchy man to the alleyway, he would laugh at him. But here he was, making the exact same mistake. Feeling quietly, he slid out of the bed and got dressed. His footsteps were silent as he crept out of the room into the cold night air. Outside, the snow was beginning to pile throughout the street, wind whipped painfully against Leos's face. Still, he braved the freezing winter weather and started walking. At first, it was just time to think, to consider his options, to decide what the best course of action was. He prized this time alone, where he could detach himself from his feelings and try to be reasonable. But for once he was finding it difficult. He kept thinking back to the boy he left sleeping alone in bed. The best option would be to disappear now. He wanted to realize I'm gone until tomorrow morning, and by then he'd never be able to find me. He looked up, suddenly realizing where his feet had taken him. The eclipse. His fingers rested on the doorframe and he peered in the window. It was dark. It was hard to tell whether anyone was there or not. Under his clothes, he played with the hilt of a concealed dagger. I'll just knock, see if anyone's there. No one answers, I'll go back. There. The decision's out of my hands. Knock lightly on the door, then echoing through the room beyond. Alright, time to go back.
I told you to leave me alone.
It's Leos.
Leos?
The door opened, and Emil stood in the darkness, looking surprised to see him.
I wanted to talk to you.
Still, he played with the hilt of a weapon in his spare hand.
Could it not wait until the morning?
Alone.
Out with it then.
How was I meant to get back to Aurelia Cavella after I killed Rain?
You weren't. There is no way back without my presence.
You sent me on a death mission.
One you gladly accepted.
I wouldn't have accepted if I knew.
Really? You've always had the air around you that you'd accept a mission even if it meant your death.
He's not wrong.
It means not at this point, but... I'm sorry.
You're sorry?
It never should have happened.
One clean cut to the throat. Not the most elegant way, but it wouldn't be bad to see him suffer after all he did to Rain. Leo swallowed hard, his mind on the verge of making a decision. Defying my destiny. That's what Rain wanted too, wasn't it? Yet in front of him, he saw a pale reflection of the man he believed the speaker to be. Small and fragile. Where was the lofty attitude, the magnificent dignity? Not here. Perhaps it was never there in the first place. His grip loosened.
Why did you follow him this far?
I thought I was doing the right thing, but it's apparent to me now that all I accomplished was making myself look a fool.
To be fair, you've done that several times already.
And you don't have any inclination to have him killed again?
Life will go back to the way it was. I won't lay a finger on him.
He intends to go back with you tomorrow. Act surprised.
And you?
You should know well enough that I have no home to go back to.
You and I are exactly the same after all.
Huh?
Both destined to be alone.
Leos frowned, folding his arms over his chest.
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Someone approached me and told me they could overturn my destiny if I killed you.
What? No one here should know of me.
And yet he did.
No one has that power.
Will's eyebrows furrowed, as if he was trying to convince himself the very same thing he was proclaiming.
But what if he does?
Then I suppose you'll kill me.
You'd accept it? Just like that?
If we fought, you would win. There's no denying that. The man that approached you, though, what did he look like?
I don't know. I didn't see him properly. Dark hair and red eyes. All I could hear was the sneer in his voice.
Leos adjusted his hand back on the doorframe with a sigh. It's a waste of my time. If I kill him, then I haven't changed at all. Of course that man was lying. I was just looking for any way to justify staying with Rain.
I don't know why I came here. I'll be leaving now.
Wait. Pass on an apology to Rain for me.
No. Do it yourself.
Fuck yeah, Leos. With a wave of his hand, he left the store and any thought of harming the speaker behind.
Finally awake?
I blinked, my eyes open, to be face to face with Leos' bare chest.
Sorry.
Somehow during the night, I must have rolled over on him. How embarrassing. I scrambled to move, but his arm basically locked me in place.
Stop being so noisy first thing in the morning.
I didn't mean to.
You're worried about this after last night? Really?
I hate it here. Oh, last night. Right, that was a thing. That happened.
I had fun last night.
I don't ever want to hear that again now.
Yeah, same.
I also don't want to hear that again. Oh, it's too awkward now. It's even more awkward because he won't let me go.
I suppose it's time, isn't it?
Time?
For you to go back home.
Just while I work things out.
Well, no point wasting time here then.
His arm eased up from around me, and he stood up from the bed. Adjusting... Huh? I'm confused, but I don't want to read it again.
What are you staring at? Well, get up already.
Fine.
Quickly scooped up my scattered clothes and dressed. Everything we'd done the previous night hit me like a sack of bricks. Even past what we did, everything he told me. He really does trust me now, doesn't he? I can't let him down. As my cloak fell over my shoulders, I felt inside my pocket and remembered the macarons that I'd gotten from home. I'll get them to him before I leave as a parting gift. The words parting gift echoed hollowly through my mind, but I tried my best to push them aside. Unsuccessful. Once we were both dressed, we slowly found our way down to the lobby, where we expected Fawn and Sign to be waiting for us. Except we found no one. Not even Aaron stood behind her desk awaiting customers. There wasn't a hint of blue or blonde hair in sight.
What the? Where is everyone gone?
Something's wrong here.
What do you mean? Maybe they're still sleeping?
Oh, can you feel it? The atmosphere is all wrong.
It was a little quiet. Those reached down and grasped my hand with an iron grip before hurriedly speeding through the door. The sky was overcast, and dark gray clouds rolled in from the horizon. Streets were dark and bare, void of any life.
Whoa! What are you doing?
Look around, it's completely empty.
Where is everyone?
I don't know, but we're not sticking around to find out.
Wait, Leos! Are you sure you're not overreacting?
When do I ever?
Hilarious. Come on. Maybe the others are already waiting at the eclipse.
He looked as if he was about to argue, before holding back his words.
Fine, but if we get there and everyone's gone, we get out of here.
Whoa. You're actually listening to me for once?
Yeah, against my better judgment.
Hey.
He cracked a smile, stifling back a laugh.
I can't help the fact that you tend to make bad decisions.
Yeah, well, you're here to get me out of any trouble I get myself into, aren't you?
Yeah.
Feet were totally empty as we walked toward the eclipse. I couldn't help but feel an overwhelming sense of dread. But why? Because it was quiet? Because everything had seemed to have just paused? No, it's because it reminded me of Oxabor. Streets were shut tight, not a single soul wandered the streets. It was just nothing. It must be my mind playing tricks on me. The cool wind blew dried, dead leaves all around me. Knowing the alarm bell was ringing in my mind, I pushed forward to the eclipse with Leos by my side. I pushed the door to the eclipse open carefully. It felt a little awkward just barging in, but there was no point in standing around outside in the cold. Leos came in behind me, looking around the store.
Good morning, Sir Speaker.
Caspian was nowhere to be seen. Except the speaker stood leaned against the table, looking surprised at my sudden entrance.
Just call me Emil.
Alright. Emil.
Beside me, I noticed Leos avert his gaze.
Did something happen between you two?
No, nothing.
Alright.
Hearing Caspian call him Emil was awkward, but it was most devastating to hear it come out of my mouth. Out of respect, no one ever called the speaker by his name. It just was something you should do. Emil. Emil. Okay, it's fine, I can do it.
It always ends up like that. Abandoned, pushed to the side. Everyone moves on and forgets you.
That's...
I wanted to say that's true, but I couldn't shake the feeling that his words were right.
Can I ask you a question?
If you must.
How did you even find me? How did you get here? We've been on the road for so long.
A man in Stagwich gave me information on where you went.
Nikos?
Yes.
Did you hurt him?
You'd stoop that low?
He was just doing his job. How could you? How dare you?
If I'm not really needed anymore, I'm going to head home. Is that okay with you, Emil?
Oh, isn't this hilarious?
Whoops! Didn't mean to scare you guys.
Nikos?
Rain! It's great to see you again. What happened to Fawn?
He's, around. Just a little busy.
Too busy to say goodbye, it seemed.
Anyway, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be in Stagwich?
I was showing Emil the Sidkaya. At first I didn't have much of a choice, but it wasn't so bad.
What?
It was another sleepy night in Stagwich. Lives were slowly coming to life around town, and residents were settling down in their houses for the night. It was no different for Nikos. With the inn empty after the loss of his performers, he was ready to close up early and go home.
What a day. Time to clean up and go home, I reckon.
Anagme and Nikos turned toward the door, wondering just who would be coming by so late.
Hello? What?
The door to the sleeping ostrich pushed open with a bang.
Well, hey there. I'm sorry, but we're actually just about to close up for the night. Unless you're looking for a room?
Did a brown-haired boy come through here?
Brown-haired. Someone like that stayed here last night, actually. Do you know him?
You tell me where he went, or else.
So he's a dick, got it.
Whoa. No need to be so hasty. Who is he to you?
Don't let him question you like that. You're the speaker. How dare he? Grab him. Force him to tell us.
Do it. The voice that spoke to Emil didn't surprise him. After all, he had been hearing the voice of the gods since he was born. But I think the single voice that spoke to him now was calming, Relaxing. I'm feeling the joy. It was no longer a mess of hundreds of voices yelling through the echo chamber. That was his mind. Emil walked forward and held Nikos by the shoulder.
I said you'll tell me where he went.
Okay. Just calm down. You're looking for Rain? They left for Oxaber just a short time ago.
The hand that rested on Nikos faltered. He hadn't expected to get an answer so easily.
Oh. Thank you.
Do you know the way to Oxaber, moron?
You'll show me the way.
What? I'm not sure I have the time to. Okay. All right. I can show you the way, but we can't leave until tomorrow.
We leave immediately. Pack your bags.
He's such a dick. God damn.
Pardon? I'm sorry, but I don't own a wagon, not even a horse. We'd have to walk the whole way. No one will be leaving this time of night.
Then walk we shall. Quickly.
Agreed, Nikos. Before he could escape back out the door he came from, Emil glanced around the inn. He felt a pang in his heart, an unspeakable feeling one gets when looking at something that was once dear to them. A feeling he quickly tried to bury. What am I doing chasing him like this?
Revenge. It's what you're best at, isn't it?
Revenge for what exactly? Just because he looks like him?
You doing all right?
Walk. You're not here for idle chit-chat.
Can I at least know your name?
Emil. Now be quiet.
Why do their travels like this? Either silence or Nikos attempting a conversation and Emil shooting him down. The walk between Stagwitch and Oxaber couldn't be described as short or easy. After walking all night, Nikos finally convinced Emil that if they were going to survive the trip, they have to rest. He leaned against the roots of the great tree deep in the wilderness, and Emil once again sighed to himself. Nikos stacked the dried wooden leaves, then looked toward Emil.
Can you light this?
Excuse me?
I was just wondering, is this your first time roughing it outside?
No, but the last time was many years ago.
I could teach you if you want. It might come in handy if you ever find yourself alone out here.
Emil didn't answer. He still found himself watching Nikos' actions closely. Only moments later, a flame flickered to life.
Easy, right? What about cooking? I brought some ingredients with me. I'm something of a chef if I do say so myself. Are you hungry?
Do you want to be poisoned? This isn't like you. I'm disappointed.
He pushed the voice to the back of his mind. It would be annoying, but going hungry would be worse.
I am. Thank you.
No problem. You're not from around here, are you?
Can you tell so easily?
I meet a lot of people. You feel different. Like a prince or something.
I'm nothing of the sort. Just a traveler.
At first, Nikos pulled out some foodstuffs. Vegetables and nuts mostly, before a frying pan and a spoon.
You brought all of this?
A person should always be prepared for anything. Here, mix this.
The wooden spoon forced into his hand, the speaker himself mixed as Nikos added food to the pan. Of course, he did so very badly. What use would cooking skills be to someone like him? Some of the food burnt, and the rest probably got flicked out of the pan accidentally. Me trying to cook.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No need. Everyone starts somewhere. Here, look. Do it like this.
I'm just going to pretend I'm not seeing this.
Good, get out of here. This is wholesome.
Like this?
That's right. Look how good it looks already.
From then on, conversation passed between the two of them as naturally as river flows. Nikos was amazed by how little life skills Emil actually had. How had he survived this long? The travels took them to Oxabor, where they arrived to find Rain gone. They asked around town and found they'd already left town. I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. So, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully, I will see you later.